What's up? So today is Wednesday, October 15th. So coming to this session, I feel like my bias really depends on the open plays out. Like, I feel like if we invert this 15 and hold this SMT at previous day high, I could be bearish, but like, other than that, I have to be bullish pretty much. But the thing is, I mean, this push down though could be just a Judas swing. Manipulate down, go back up higher. I just gotta see how price plays out, to be honest. I feel like this 15-minute right here, that was a really good condition. There is a 30-minute too, but I like the 15 to be honest. There's no 1 hour gap here really, other than this one. Because as of right now, like ES swept out previous day high, and NQ still hasn't swept it out yet. But I mean, that could be an SMT you should be fading to be honest, but so I mean, right now we're trading in both like a 5 and a 15-minute gap. So I mean, I feel like if you were bullish, you wait for a rejection back up now, but unfortunately, I mean, there was orange folder news at 8:30 apparently, but like I feel like it did absolutely nothing. Like I can't even visually pick it out. Are we missing a candle over here? Yeah, always happens. Missing a candle here too. That's cool. I'm gonna restart my trading view real quick. Should be better now. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like the first thing I'll look at is if we invert this 5, but there's still the 15 that could get held. So yeah, you're gonna open up this 2-minute. I feel like for a bullish trade, like taking an inverse of this 2-minute, I feel like if there was a clear SMT, which there actually is, yeah, there actually is. Yeah, so as long as we don't sweep out this low, the inverse doesn't look horrible. There's like some low resistance built up at the top. For some reason, though, I have a feeling like if this does invert, I feel like it'll just invert all the way up here and kill my risk to reward. But if it inverts like really close above it, I mean, now the SMT just got invalidated, so I wouldn't even look at that anymore to be honest. Unless, is there an internal SMT? For now, there is. NQ is really shit in the bed right now. Yeah, so I mean, I guess this 5-minute right here is gonna invert. Like this one. I suck at drawing. Yeah, that one's got inverted, but there's still this 5-minute down here. And we're still trading inside of 15, which is like a higher time frame gap. And I mean, even if we come lower, we maybe could reject off this low over here. And the reason I say that is because like that's a low inside of a 15-minute gap. So I feel like when we sweep out lows inside gaps, if we get like an immediate reaction, it's something I like to look for. There's even there's a 3-minute opening up now here too. Because I always like to look for the highest time frame gap. So right now the highest is a 3-minute. Yeah, but I mean, if you don't get what I'm looking at here, though, I'm pretty much just following like higher time frame gaps. So I'm saying like, oh, on the higher time frame, we came into this 15, and if this 15-minute was gonna get respected, it would invalidate gaps going the other way. So I'm basically waiting for confirmation out of a higher time frame gap. But it would be nice if we could sweep at these lows here first, though. And if I did take this trade, I'd probably go break even at those highs. There's an SMT at the highs too. And SMT highs aren't like the best target. That's not the tool I'm looking for. I mean, I feel like it might inverse this gap, but the only thing is though, I feel like it's gonna hit my break even on ES. And at that point I don't want to enter. It might even not inverse. Nope, it's probably not gonna inverse that gap. I spoke way too soon. Yeah, that gap's holding. And I guess we're not gonna open up a 5-minute though. That's fun. Wow, this is dumping. I mean, honestly though, once this 15-minute gets inverted, I'm definitely gonna be a lot more bearish. Because honestly, I feel like if we were kind of gonna come out up and sweep out previous day high, that 15-minute gap should have been respected. I mean, there is an SMT at previous day high though, because ES took it out. So there's this 30-second here. Honestly, mechanically, like just looking at it zoomed in, it looks really good to be honest. Are we inside of a 15? We swept out a low inside a 15-minute gap. Honestly, if we invert this gap like next candle, I feel like I'd take this. Okay, look on the 30-second though. Like only if we get a very immediate reaction at this low though. Because then if it keeps going further down, it's not like an immediate reaction. I want to say I'm not interested in this. Unless it like comes up last second. Yeah, and there is a 1 minute now, so I gotta look at the highest time frame gap, which is the 1 minute. I wonder, does NQ have any equal highs up here? Not that I can really see. So yeah, I mean, honestly, if this 1 minute inverts, I'm gonna take this, to be honest. I'm just gonna go break even at the internal high right here on NQ, and the internal high right there on ES. But I'll definitely like this a lot more if this candle right here closes through. Because like each candle that opens up now, I get less like confident. I feel like the best setups, they're gonna tap this level and just immediately go up from there. They're not gonna like consolidate and then go up. Just gotta make sure. Is that a 2 minute gap that's about to open up? There is. Yeah, so I'd wait for that 2 minute now too. Unless it spikes up last second, doesn't open it up. Actually, we might not even open up the 2 minute. Because if this candle inverts, okay, there's not going to be a 2 minute. I'm going to take this if we close through. So I'm in there.
Order filled. Order
so I'm just going to
filled.
put my stop down at this low.
Order submitted.
So I feel like my break even might get hit kind of quick, only because ES is running a lot quicker than NQ. I'll just go for 1-to-1 to be honest.
Order submitted.
I feel like ES is moving so much stronger than NQ. Yeah, ES is almost my break even already. So this is about to be, yeah, okay, I'm break even. So I'm about to get stopped at break even probably.
Order filled.
Yeah, that was a break even stop already. That was so quick. Watch this thing run without me. I mean, it's whatever. I'm okay with that break even stop, to be honest. I feel like it never even came down and hit my break even. I feel like the spread just took me out. Yeah, that would have hit my break even though. Let's get rid of my limit.
Order
Can't forget
canceled.
that. Yeah, sometimes though, sometimes people will be like, oh, why do you go break even so quick? Like, when this inverts, I'm only confident until either one of these indexes hits this recent high. After that, I'm not confident in that setup anymore. So, I mean, like, this time played out well. There are days where I get mad at myself, but I'd say I played that pretty well. Like, look at this reaction off that high. Yeah, there you go. Would have gotten stopped out. So, at this point, to be honest, I'm pretty bearish. Because now, this 15-minute candle, like I was talking about before, so this 15-minute candle is closing through this gap. And I feel like if we were going to come up and hit previous day high, we really should have respected that gap. So, yeah, like, unless we magically start getting a reaction like right now, like I might retry this. Because if this low over here is not going to hold, we're going to be bearish. Because we put in yet another SMT. It's crazy how many SMTs we're putting in. Like, from this low, right, to this low is an SMT. Right? Because you can see it got swept on one, but not swept on the other. And it's literally the exact same story again. So, I mean, there's no, if I get a decent close, which I'm not going to get, yeah, I'm not going to get, okay. I honestly would have taken that inverse again, trying that, but I don't like the internal high got taken on both. So I mean, like if this is gonna hold, I'll be bullish. But honestly though, if we come down here and sweep this one more time, there's no reason to be bullish, in my opinion. Like we've reswept this low so many times. I mean, I don't even trade like this, but I feel like this is like an inversion like this is something where if you take it, even though it closed through the internal high, I can understand why. Because like right now, I feel like it's pretty clear we're gonna run up. Like me personally, I can't find a good entry using my models, but there's literally even another SMT. Yeah, here. Genuinely crazy how many SMTs are here. Honestly, I feel like this is just turning into low resistance liquidity. All these lows. This is not clean price action. I should get rid of that though, because that's an inversion now. I mean, if you look at the 15-minute though, right? So we inverted that gap, came back up into it, coming back down. I mean, that looks pretty bearish higher time frame to me. Yeah, honestly, I feel like at this point, I really gotta start being bearish because like, there's no reason for us to just keep retaking out all these lows. Like I know they're SMTs and all, but like, I'm bearish. So I mean, at this point, so I'll start looking for a 5 or a 15-minute gap to open up. Maybe like a bearish gap, right? As we're trading down, trade back up into it, get a continuation short out of there. I mean, for targets, I could target London lows. There's Asia lows. I mean, there's even I'd call this some low resistance. I could get ran pretty quick. I mean, the end of that's London lows. I want to say those are relative equal lows or equal lows at Asia lows, which are also a good target. I guess if he put in a new SMT that I missed, I wouldn't say it's new. That's before market open. I bet. I mean, I'm not gonna take it. There's probably some long opportunity here, but I feel like I'm gonna fade it and not take it because like we just keep sweeping out lows. Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely not taking this. I feel like there's this tiny 1 minute and there's no higher time frame gap. Yeah. So honestly, like I bet there's some people taking a long off this to be honest. I mean, I'm not in this, but the risk to reward's pretty good to be honest too. I mean, the things I don't like about it though, like you're targeting an SMT'd high, which is not a good target. I wouldn't say we're in bullish order flow at this moment. I guess as of right now, we're respecting this 15 minute and this one too. Yeah, honestly, wow, this thing's really playing out. There's just honestly, I feel like for me to take that, I would have liked a more clear SMT at the low. I really don't see one. Well, I guess there's like that little internal one, like from here to here. I wouldn't call that enough though. That setup played out really well. Taking that 1 minute inverse. I feel like that gap is just so small. I feel like price action just looked like it sucked right here. Really was not trying to take that. We still haven't even opened up any 5 or 15 minute gaps, I want to say, since market open. No. There's a chance we might open up this one. Maybe. I mean, if I did take that inversion though, I feel like you definitely want to take profit or full close there, to be honest. Oh, yeah, we're definitely not going to open up this 15 minute. Damn, I'm so surprised this is playing out so well. I mean, I guess there's low resistance liquidity up here. This setup, the one thing I did like about it, I feel like the break-even point was really good. Because like when we do close through that gap, you're really far away from your break-even on both. Where you go break-even? I would check if there's a 2-minute gap, but my 2-minute chart's messed up. I feel like for me to take a long, if there's like a 5-minute that opens up before we hit previous day high, and we retrace into it maybe, but so we're gonna have 10 a.m. open in like a minute. So I feel like that'll make things more clear. This SMT is probably getting ran through. No way that's holding. So there's a chance we open up this 5-minute gap maybe. I feel like at this point it's just gonna run straight to previous day high. But if it gives me a good pullback, I'll take it long. I definitely want to see how we react once we hit previous day high. I feel like if we start running through it still, I'll continue being bullish, but like if we get immediate reaction, then I'll be bearish. I'm just thinking where ES could be drawing to. I feel like the next place ES wants to go is up here to this unfill 1 hour gap. And obviously NQ wants to go to previous day high. I can't believe we haven't swapped previous day high yet. Okay, finally. So there's going to be another SMT that would be when ES hits this unfill 1 hour gap. Because I feel like there's barely any bottom wick to this 10 a.m. candle. I want to check how NQ looks. Yeah, same story. There's like barely any bottom wick to this 10 a.m. candle. So I feel like at some point it's going to want me to play it back down. I could be wrong with that, but There's even an unfilled 5-minute gap like directly below 10 a.m. I mean, even I could even like see a pullback into that 5-minute maybe, a rejection out of there, because we're just going straight up. Yes, I mean we're going straight through previous day high, so I gotta stay bullish. I feel like the next bullish target would be like this unfilled 1 hour gap up here. This thing is just going parabolic. So is this 5-minute gap's gonna open up in like 40 seconds now? So I would take like a trade if we bounce out of there. So we're starting to pull back a little bit now. It's possible we might even like create a 5-minute gap here and trade that one even. I do feel like we're due for a retracement now. Because like a move like this is just not sustainable. You can't keep going like that. Not rebalancing any gaps. So this 5-minute gap over here is gonna open up in like a minute and a half. I feel like that's more logical. We could actually retrace too. Because the way we're moving, I feel like we're not gonna come all the way back down here. So this isn't an unfilled gap yet because it hasn't really opened, but it'll open in like 50 seconds. So we'll probably open up this gap and like immediately tap into it. Depending on how the setup looks, it's like internally this isn't looking too clean. So I mean that's an unfilled 5-minute now. Sorry, I wouldn't even take a long until we at least tap into this unfilled gap. And I feel like it's been a long time since I've traded and walked away and been like, today price action was really good. I haven't said that in forever. Ugh. I'm not even taking this. I'm just looking at something. Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking. I'm just looking at something. There's probably no way I'm gonna be able to get filled at a 1-to-1 as a retrace. Yeah, I mean, honestly, so I do have a limit at 1-to-1 here. If before we hit this unfilled gap, if we come back up, which I didn't even think I was gonna get filled to be honest, but I might get filled. It was like a point away from filling me or a tick.
Order filled.
Okay, yeah, so it just filled me. So I'm just TPing at that unfilled 5-minute. Yeah, that's good. I'm just gonna show my executions on the screen real quick. I feel like we gotta rebalance these gaps though. It's the main reason I took this trade. I think you should be able to see that. I got my phone ready. So I might hit TP quick. I should not say things like that though. Just a 1-to-1 rebalance trade pretty much. Not looking so hot for me. So I might get stopped out here. I probably will, to be honest. I just felt like we needed to rebalance that 5-minute, to be honest. We inverted the highest time frame gap separating us from that 5-minute. So. Because, I mean, honestly, since we came up this whole leg, right, we've rebalanced no 5-minute gap, no 15-minute gap. So, I mean, I'm comfortable taking this loss, to be honest. And lucky for me, I couldn't even go full position size because of the scaling plan. Hmm. Interesting. Sometimes I feel like I'd be getting antsy looking at trades. Like I can't sit still. I feel like I always be drinking my water bottle repeatedly when I get in a trade too. I don't know why. I've noticed that from watching my recordings. want to say I took this off the 30-second, I want to say. Yeah, I took this off the 30-second. That's not looking so hot. Hopefully we can sweep that high and react off it. Maybe. Because, I mean, in my opinion, though, the main reason I'm holding this trade, right, there's an unfilled 5-minute down here that I believe should get filled in. And we inverted the highest time frame gap in this leg, really, separating us from this unfilled 5-minute. So, I mean, this trade might lose, but it's whatever.
Order filled.
Okay, yeah, so I'm out there. I'll pull back up trading view. And we still have yet to rebalance any of these gaps. We still have yet to rebalance. I mean, honestly, I feel like if we open up this 1 minute right here and then just immediately invert it, I feel like I'd take that. Because I'm still bearish as low, to be honest. Like, we need to rebalance this range. So here's 1-to-1. Okay, we're already going that way. So if we invert this 1 minute, though, it is the highest time frame gap, right? Like, there's not a 2 minute, no 2 minute, no 3 minute. I mean, it would have to, for me to be really confident, though, I would have to invert it quick. Yeah, so I mean, if this next candle inverts this 1 minute gap, I'll take this. Yeah, so it didn't invert it. But I mean, honestly, same thing. If the next candle inverts it, I'll still take it. Yeah, and if it closes past 1-to-1, I'm going to set a limit at 1-to-1. But if it closes somewhere up here, I'll just market order. It might not even close through that gap, though. Huh. So, I mean, right now, there is an SMT at the high. So, I mean, if we close this 1 minute gap, I'd still take a short at 1-to-1. I'd love to see a good, strong bearish candle to close through this. Yeah, I feel like I'd definitely be confident taking this though, because I feel like we're just consolidating. We're failing to move up. We haven't rebalanced any of these gaps. I feel like to go up further, we need to rebalance some form of gap. There's an SMT currently at the highs. So I wouldn't say this is like as high rated because it's taking so long to inverse this gap, but it's still something I'd be willing to take. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So hopefully we can get a close through this 1 minute gap, and then I'll set a limit at 1 to 1. I'll take this again. Hopefully I'm able to get an entry though. So 20 seconds till this candle closes. So I'm probably gonna set a limit at 1 to 1. Or if it closes before 1 to 1, I'll just mark it. But what? Okay, I'm not taking that. I think flew up last second. Yeah, I mean, there's even. Oh, actually, good thing I realized that. I gotta target this unfilled 15, not this unfilled 5. So I gotta move my 1 to 1 a little higher. Oh, it's the 1 minute gap of death. There's still literally no higher time frame gaps separating us from this unfilled 15-minute gap down here. So this is definitely not the cleanest setup, but if it closes through this 1 minute gap, I'll still set a limit at 1 to 1, targeting this unfilled 15. Yeah, so I mean, even at like this 1 minute candle right here, if it dumps out of nowhere, closes to that gap, I'll take that. So I mean, if this 1 minute candle closes through this 1 minute gap, I'm gonna set my limit at 1 to 1 right here. So I mean, this candle closes in like 8 seconds. If it spikes down last second, I'll take this. Still didn't close through. This is taking forever. Okay. Is this gonna be the candle? No, it's not, probably. Oh. This is some bad price action. Oh my god. This is finally what I've been waiting for. So if we, I feel like I've said this 7 times. I was gonna say if we invert that gap, are we just not gonna invert it? I wonder, are those equal highs in NQ too? No, they're not. Cool. So we did not close the gap. Here we go. Okay. So 15 seconds, so this one closes. This is like literally like the strongest 1 minute gap I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe we're not retracing to any 5 or 15 minute gaps. I like how ES is so much more bearish. Like NQ can't even get any motion down. ES is definitely doing a good job of breaking structure up here. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay. So, this 1 minute candle on NQ closes through this 1 minute gap. Set a limit at 1 to 1. This is crazy. ES is like already tapping into this 15-minute gap. It probably hit EQ this 15-minute gap. We've got no retracement in NQ. So, I mean, yeah, honestly, if we close through this 1 minute gap, I'll set a limit at 1 to 1. No. Only, I mean, the target's the unfilled 15, though. If that gets hit first, we can't really take this, but. So I'm probably going to set my limit in like 10 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. Yeah, I set my limit. So I set my limit at 1 to 1 here. I'm going to delete my limit if we hit this unfilled 15-minute gap first. So I just need a little pullback. Need a little more than that.
Order
Okay,
filled.
so I'm in there. I could even do one more con, to be honest. Could I?
Order filled.
So I'm just targeting this unfilled 15, which is Just making sure I set my TP right. I'll show my executions in 1 second. Yeah, there's the 7250. Okay, yeah. I think you should be able to see that. So I did take one loss earlier in the day, but I'm in this one for a slightly bigger size. Only because of the scaling rule, to be honest. I couldn't go full position size on my earlier trade. Do we think we're hitting TP today, boys? Well, I'll barely be up for the day if this hits. Oh, I don't even have my speaker set up. I should do that real quick. So I mean, even though it's starting to pull back here, I do believe that we need to rebalance this unfilled 15-minute gap. We haven't really rebalanced any of these higher time frame gaps. So like this 1 minute could potentially throw us down. Because like if you look though, right, we had this huge push up, right? We create 15-minute gaps, we create 5-minute gaps, we retrace into none of them. We gotta do that. We're not gonna leave this behind unfilled, in my opinion at least. I feel like these are some, that's a big death candle right there, big red candle. One thing I hate about this is I feel like it looks like, would I call this LR? To a point. It's getting there. It looks similar to LR, but I feel like we shouldn't run the LR until we hit something that would deliver us to it, which would be this unfilled 15-minute gap. So I feel like, I mean, even though the setup's not looking too hot right now, the thing that I usually remind myself of is I feel like in my mind, these unfilled gaps are just a strong draw. Yeah. Because like I mean, in my mind though, like right, you know, the market moves, right? Like it'll move up and then it retraces down, right? So we move up. Where is this retracement down? And like we've rebalanced lower time frame gaps, but not higher time frame gap, right? This is why this right here has to happen. This move right down here. I mean, we could continue bullish for the rest of the day, but like, but for us to continue bullish, we have to hit this unfilled 50-minute gap. Usually. So I mean, we are tapping into we created an order block. This push down. So hopefully this order block will send us lower. Dude, this is some shitty price action. Really is. Ever since the government shut down, price action's been ass. Hmm. You know, I had a trade like this the other week though, where it came like really close to my TP and this unfilled gap and it never hit. I still remember it. I have PTSD. I think it was like a tick or two away from rebalancing that unfilled gap. Although, I mean, I feel like this won't happen this time. I feel like like in normal price action, I would have been either stopped out or hit take profit by now, but instead, I just get to sit here and watch it shop around for 2 hours. I mean, it's 11 the 11 a.m. macro. So hopefully, I mean, that should bring in some volatility. Another exciting day of trading the Nasdaq. Is this the moment I've been waiting for? Price action is so ass. I definitely understand why like newer traders they have a hard time like holding positions. Like, bro, this sucks. I just wanted to hit my take profit. I feel like I'm not used to being in trades for this long. Like normally it just either stops me out or hits my take profit, or I get break evens. And lately they've been taking forever to hit. I honestly do feel like once we hit this unfilled 15-minute gap, we're probably just gonna continue up though. That's the feeling I'm getting, to be honest. I'm just double checking, right? There's no 5-minute gap, right? Still no. I'm probably getting stopped out on this, to be honest. Dude, what is this price action? Because I feel like if it's gonna shoot up like that, it should just come up here to these highs. But it's, I guess now it's rejecting. Ugh. It is 11 a.m. now. Ugh. This is some price action. I mean, like, I feel like the last hope for me. Where's my GAN box? I'd be forgetting where the GAN box is. So we're tapping into EQ this wick. So I mean, like, unless this is gonna throw us down, I don't know what else is gonna throw us down, honestly. Okay, why is it doing that? Dude, this price action is genuinely crazy. Like, what is that? I have my TP set right? Yeah, cool. Genuinely, this is genuinely insane to me. Like, why are we moving like this? And watch, it's probably not even gonna hit my TP. This fuck ass price action. I honestly really hope this hits before 11:10 though, because I feel like once we get past 11:10, price action is gonna get worse. I know it. I know it. There's a reason I really don't trade past 11:10. It's getting closer to that lunch hour. Lunch hour is not the time to trade, in my opinion. So hopefully this 1 minute we created, right? Tapped into it, push us down, hopefully. I'm only bearish till this unfilled 15-minute gap though. After that, we're probably going to continue up. I mean, at least we're kind of holding this 1 minute gap right now that we created. I've been in this trade for a while now. It's been like almost a half an hour. So we might invert this gap right here, which is not a good sign. Yes, we just inverted that 1 minute. So that's really not a good sign at all. Bro, this price action is ridiculous. Like, why would we come up there and invert that gap to go down after? Like, makes no sense. I'm gonna be so excited when I can hit take profit and just go about my day. Because today is not the day to be trading. Oh. So, I mean, we just finished the 11 a.m. macro. Because that's like 10 minutes before and after that 1 hour, like the hourly candle close. feel like it's gonna be less volatile from here on out. We're even building up like low resistance at these lows. I feel like this should get ran. It's amazing to me too that we have like look at these lows, right? Like not that low, but like well all these lows over here though. Like just low resistance. Like why are we not running all these? We should just dump through them. And then once you dump through them, should deliver to the 15 unfilled 15-minute gap. We finally ran that low resistance. I feel like now that we're this close to the gap, it should get hit.
Order filled.
Bang! I was in this trade forever, finally hit. Honestly, a break-even day because I took a loss earlier in the day, but I am green on the day. I'll call it break-even all round. But the trades that I took, so at first we opened up, this was like an unfilled 5-minute gap right here, and then we had this like 30-second inversion where the highest time frame gap in this leg right here was this 30-second gap right here. It got inverted. I set a limit at 1-to-1. I actually got stopped out there, and then we kept going up. We didn't rebalance like any gaps in this leg. Like since we pushed up from that push up we had after market open, we didn't rebalance any 5-minute gaps. We didn't rebalance any 15-minute gaps. So we even opened up this other unfilled 15-minute gap right here. And then on the 1 minute, the highest time frame gap that I saw in this leg was this gap right here. I know it's definitely not the cleanest setup, but we really need to rebalance this 15-minute gap. So once we inverted that, I took that. Did it on live stream though. Oof. Oof. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go over to TradingView in a second, and I'll recap like why I took this trade, all the reasons for that. Yeah, so I'm up what $133 on my 3 accounts. So basically, I'll call it break even. With how much I'm risking, it's like nothing. Oh, I meant to change to TradingView. TradingView, okay. So coming into the session, right? I actually took 3 trades. I forgot I took that other break even. I took 3 trades today. So the first trade that I took was definitely this 1-minute inversion, right? Yeah. So we put in at the time there was an SMT at those lows. I'm not gonna bother finding an ES. I mean, you just take my word for it. So there was an SMT at these lows compared to ES. So we put in that SMT and we pretty quickly inverted this gap right here, this 1 minute. That was the highest time frame gap in this leg, right? If you look, there was no 2 minute, right? And what are we rejecting out of? So for this setup right here, we swept this low right here inside of this 15-minute gap. So we're rejecting the 15-minute gap, and we're also rejecting this low, which is like a point of liquidity, right? So that's two things we're rejecting off of right here. Plus, on top of that, we actually even tapped into this 15-minute down here, and we swept out these relative equal lows. So that's another thing we're rejecting off of. And lastly, on the 5-minute, we're rejecting off this 5-minute gap down here because it's a 5 and a not that. I meant to put a box tool. Right, so we're rejecting all this 5-minute gap all the way down here, right? So we're rejecting all these higher time frame gaps. I would say at this point in time, we are moving in bullish order flow. So there was an SMT at previous day high, but I was kind of just fading that setup because we're just in bullish order flow, I guess. So I took an inversion. I put my stop down at this SMT low. I was just going to go for 1-to-1. So I actually did not take a loss here. I got break even. The reason I went break even is I'm gonna struggle to find where this was, but basically ES took that internal high, right? Yeah, see right here. So at that point, it's the same candle on both. So ES swept out the high. I went break even. I got almost insta break even, and then it would have ran to my stop. So I avoided a loss here. So if I didn't move stops to break even there, this would have been a losing day for me, right? So and trust me, there are definitely days where I move stops to get break even. I get stopped at break even. It runs to my TP. But because of days like this is why I do it. And overall, it makes sense to do this. But we did create another 1-minute gap, right? So I did not take this one. I was eyeing it in real time. So yeah, we created that 1-minute gap. But I think there wasn't even a 2-minute. I keep saying there wasn't a 2-minute, but my chart just glitched. I bet there was a 2-minute here. I never bothered to check because I really didn't want to take that. But yeah, so there was this inversion here you could have taken. So I personally wasn't confident enough to take that, and I didn't I just didn't feel comfortable taking that for some reason. So we kept trading up, and at this point I'm like, all right, like I definitely can't be bearish, right? We're just going up and up and up, and we actually took out previous day high. So I don't have that marked out here, but so after we took out previous day high, I said, okay, we're kind of due for a retracement here. And then we opened up this unfilled 5-minute gap right here, right? So the first trade that I took was actually a 30-second, second trade, I should say. The first trade I took toward these unfilled gaps was, so we inverted this 30-second right here. So I wanted to target this unfilled 5, but I wanted to get a 1-to-1. So I just waited for a retrace at 1-to-1. So it retraced, but it actually just stopped me out. So that was a loss right there. So at this point, I took 1 break even. I took 1 loss. But I was still looking for another trade only because we still didn't rebalance this range, and we even opened up an unfilled 15-minute gap at this point. So these unfilled 15-minute gaps, they're stronger draws than unfilled 5-minute gaps, right? And we took out previous day high. We've had no form of rebalance or retrace this whole move up. So I still believe we need to come back down, right? So at this point, we created this 1-minute gap, and that was the highest time frame gap in this leg. Because if you go to the 2-minute, right, there's no gaps here, no 3-minute gaps, no 4-minute, no 5-minute, right? So we closed at this point in time over here, right? But again, I don't take negative risk to rewards trades, right? Because that would be very bad risk to reward. So I again set a limit waiting for a retrace at 1-to-1, which pretty much lined up with that inversion fair value gap. So we came down, inverted it, came back up, filled my limit. And then from there, I was stuck in that trade, honestly, forever, right? I entered at, 10:40. I didn't get filled till like 11:11. So I was in that trade for like 30 minutes. But yeah, I mean, the main reason I took it is I just believe that we need to rebalance this. Because like, even if we are going to continue to be bullish, right? We could continue up for the rest of the day. We need to rebalance a higher time frame gap, either being a 5 or 15-minute gap, which we never did. And we took out previous day high, which is another reason why we need to do that, right? Because price moves from internal range liquidity to external range liquidity, right? So we took the external, we need to move back to internal. But I mean, don't get me wrong, this trade could keep running. It could run really low. I mean, because honestly, one target, I mean, I'm not targeting this, I'm fully out, but one target you could definitely have is this 10 a.m. open, right? Because if we're looking at the 4-hour chart, right, this 10 a.m. candle opens, right, with 4-hour candle at 10 a.m., right? When we manipulate higher into this 4-hour gap, we sweep out this high over here. So that's the manipulation, because you got to think all these higher time frame candles, like you could think accumulation, manipulation, distribution. The accumulation could happen before the candle opens, but once that candle opens, then you could have that manipulation distribution, right? So in this case, I am believing we could manipulate higher, right? And then for the rest of this candle, distribute lower, right? Because like think of the previous one, right? This is a bullish candle. For this to be a bullish candle, we're going to open, we're going to manipulate lower in the opposite of the intended direction. Then at some point we flip order flow, and then we move in the intended direction for that distribution, right? So yeah, so that was the trades I took today. I finished the day up $133 on 3 funded accounts. So slightly green day. But does anyone have any questions that's here about anything I did today or anything trading related? I guess probably not. So I'll start wrapping up, but if you do have any questions, feel free to drop them down. But so if you're looking for a prop firm to trade with, my favorite prop firm is Alpha Futures. And also, if you use my discount code, which is TIMB272, it'll get you 10% off any valuation. Today's actually the last day where you're going to get 25% off because they are running like a flash sale. But they're my favorite prop firm. I think they have great rules. The zero plan is my favorite plan to trade with. Also, if you're not in the free Discord, make sure you're in there. It's also in the pinned comment. And then yeah, and I also sell hoodies. I think they're pretty funny. They say women want me, prop firms fear me. I got hoodies, t-shirts, all that. So I mean, check out the stuff in my bio pretty much. But I appreciate everyone stopped by to watch, and I just hope you have a great day.